So, now, let's talk about the matchups that these fights tonight set up.
Well, now you first got Overeem versus Bigfoot Silva. You want to talk about that one first?
Sure. Who do you have? I mean, not only who do you have, how do you see the fight going after what we've seen tonight? And then here's the next question. Should these fights, now that the UFC has implemented the main event fights are now 5 rounds, do these qualify? I would transfer that rule over. I would make these guys fight 5 rounds. I think Overeem, if he had to fight 4th and 5th, he'd end up breaking fucking Verdum's head open like a goddamn pinata.
I think that with the next round, with the semifinals,
I say make them 5 rounds.
Yeah,
make them both 5 rounders.
Yeah.
Now, with that said, in a 5-round fight, Overeem versus Bigfoot Silva, how's the fight go?
You got Overeem versus Bigfoot Silva. I think if Overeem and Bigfoot Silva don't have a history. Okay, so I think that maybe Overeem built up a little confidence getting past this obstacle he had with, somebody whips your ass in the past. That's an obstacle. It doesn't matter who the fuck it is. I think if he comes out and he's aggressive with his strikes to a guy like Bigfoot, who is definitely not as mobile, who doesn't have as good head movement, doesn't have as good footwork, that he could maybe break his hand trying to knock him out on that jaw. And on that note, you guys give your opinions.
Yeah,
on it.
To me, Bigfoot Silva has improved. Each
Dramatically.
fight he gets better and better and better. And going up against Overeem, right now, I would, based on that performance, I would have to give Silva the advantage. He's going to be a bigger guy.
Yeah.
He's going to have, most likely a reach advantage.
Yeah.
And he can take a punch. With Fedor, he definitely took some punches.
And he was strong.
And he can hit. All you had to do was look at Fedor's face.
You're looking at where first fight where Overeem is going to come in, and he's going to be the smaller opponent.
And to me, if Overeem looked a little gun shy against Verdum, who has really no stand up, I have a feeling he'll be gun shy against Silva. Are you pulling up Silva's record?
That's what I'm getting to. I want to see. I'm not so much interested in his record. I want to see where he trains.
Where if his losses come by. He lost to Dos Santos, right?
I'm pretty sure. I have to go through.
No, Verdum lost to Dos Santos.
Yeah,
but anyway, while he's pulling that up, we'll get to both our dark horses. My dark horse, which was Josh Barnett.
I don't even get to say who I think would win that fight. That's fucked up. But let's go ahead and talk about
because you're hitting the internet, sure. You want to join in here? And I mean that in the most unbelievable.
Wow.
Channeling your Tracy Morgan there. You want to stab one in the face or something?
Hopefully we don't have too many followers.
Jesus, golly.
We just lose some audience members.
Okay, he trains out of American Top Team. That's what I want to see.
Really?
Yep.
Who did you lose to last?
I'm looking up all that.
You were?
He lost to Fabricio Verdum in 09.
09.
I think he's going to beat Overeem. I think they're going to stand up and try to box.
I just think his progression, he just seems to get better. And he's he is a huge man.
Right.
He's going to
He's
come
not
in
going
there.
to fucking toss him around the ring like he just did.
Really?
Not going to happen. He's not going to go in there and toss him around.
And I think that the respect he's going to get from beating Fedor, whether or not Fedor, that was at the tail end of his career, ends up being the tail end of his career or not, who knows? But I think he's going to get respect from that.
Right.
And I truly think that, if Overeem, it does not come out and press the action, Silva could, could easily take the fight.
Yeah.
He could win the tournament.
He could win the tournament. This is what I think. I think if Overeem does get past Bigfoot and
Bigfoot's
next
got a
match,
shot to win this.
Yeah, he does. He definitely has.
No matter who he ends up with.
I think honestly, the person that has the least shot to win it right now, you're gonna think I'm crazy. It's Overeem.
Oh, see, I would say it's your boy.
I'd say it's Barnett.
I'd say it's Barnett too. If anything, Barnett showed just how one-dimensional he was tonight. He had no interest in trying to stand up at all.
Yeah.
Well, and let's face it, the only person who was more one-dimensional than Barnett in this tournament was Rogers.
But the thing about Barnett, and this is the thing about Barnett, he is a big guy and he knows how to take people down. You saw he took Rogers down. He took him down quick, and then he controlled it from there on.
But Brett Rogers, he's never had good sprawl.
No. But I think he can take Kharitonov down.
Well,
that's our dark horse. That's the next matchup.
My dark horse for this from the beginning, because for the 3 Russians that do have internet, I'm glad you're watching. Relax, it's just a joke. But I'm gonna keep going there until my man Kharitonov wins the whole fucking thing. Because if you go back to the first video, I picked him to win the whole thing. Mm-hmm. He's got 8 wins by submission. And like Jimmy said,
How many total wins does he have?
He has 18. He's fought 22 fights. Now, yes,
Okay,
he doesn't have.
who did he submit? Because if he submitted fucking, Betty Boop, fucking Holly Hobby, Cecil Peoples, and a couple other people.
Here, you two are gonna love this. He lost to Jeff Monson by submission.
Well, Jeff Monson, is no joke on the ground.
Maybe that's why that fight did not go to the ground tonight.
Oh, it didn't.
Monson's
Because
nasty
if anybody wins at Abu Dhabi,
Yeah.
like he did, I don't care how long ago it was, you don't lose that mentality and those skills.
Right. Well, my dark horse was Josh Barnett, and I just feel like he's not the most exciting fighter, but he's a big guy. He's a strong guy. He's got decent hands. A lot of people underestimate his stand-up game, and when he gets you on the ground and he fucking lays on you and he tires you out, and he's a great submission artist.
I think this has potential to be the best fight in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. I think Sergei is going to push it. I think Barnett's going to push it.
Right.
I think if Barnett, my thing with being a catch wrestler, as they say, they made the comment that catch wrestlers don't pay attention to their body position. Well,
Right.
if you're not paying attention to your body position and you're in there with a guy who has decent jiu-jitsu, you could get yourself into a world of trouble.
Absolutely.
Now, Barnett is, in my opinion, I could understand if this was Barnett's third fight,
Right.
and I'd worry about it. But I don't think Barnett's going to get him. I think it's going to be a good fight.
Right.
If I had to call it, I think it's going to end up being a TKO or a knockout. I don't see.
I think the
one
next
of these
round
guys
is
winning
going
by
to
submission.
definitely be exciting. I think the Silva Overeem fight is going to be exciting because I think it's going to be a stand-up battle, and I think the other one's going to be a good battle as well. I think it's going to be much more exciting than what we saw tonight.
One thing we have to realize that this is what what I talked about with Overeem versus Verdum today. When you have a problem with a fighter, do you know Barnett has 5 losses, right? What is it? 5 losses. 3 of those losses are from Crow Cop.
Just bad matchup, I guess.
3. Crow Cop beat him 3 times. And it's and the other
Any of those in Japan?
Huh?
Oh shit! So that motherfucker was juiced to the gills.
Japan jacked up, probably ran out of steam. He got knocked out by fucking Pedro Rizzo back when he was in UFC, and then he lost a decision, a unanimous decision to knock. But he's beat everybody since then, and he's come back and he knocked out Pedro Rizzo the last time they fought.
I think it's actually Hizzo.
Hizzo and the Mizzo, for real Zizzo.